If you are one of those brain-dead people who didn't like The Last of Us Part 2, or haven't liked this video, or isn't subscribed to my channel, nobody likes you, and you are going to die alone. You should also know that Joel had it coming, and my glorious queen did nothing wrong. I started blocking out the main shapes of the house by adding a bunch of cubes and changing their shape and position to get close to my reference. I did this for the big parts of the house, the roof, the porch, and then I moved on and added a bunch of smaller cubes and placed them where the windows and doors were supposed to be. I also used another cube with a boolean modifier to cut a hole in the back. To make the boards, I'm just going to duplicate this house object, scale it down, do the same for the other one, then give them a solidify modifier, tab into edit mode, scale it up on the bottom, then add an array modifier and set the count. To add the holes on the bottom of the porch, I just add a loop cut, bevel it, separate it, then rotate it 45 degrees, scale it up, duplicate it and rotate it again, then add an array modifier to it, place it where I need it, and cut the excess bits with a boolean modifier. Then I'll make the bottom of the pillars with a cube and some extrusions, and the railings with a cube, scaling, and an array modifier. Then I made some simple floorboards for the porch, using some planes, array modifiers, and solidify modifiers. The main pillar is also just a cylinder, scaled up, with a lot of details, mostly made with extrusions and bevels, with a subdivision surface modifier, and a bevel modifier in the end. I also piled up a bunch of different cubes for the roof of the porch. I used my original blockout mesh as a boolean object to cut our boards, and also used the blockout door and window cubes as boolean objects to cut holes again into our boards. I then modeled some windows and a door to place in the holes we made with our boolean objects, and did the same for that empty space in the back of the house we made earlier. When that was done, I added some detail to our chimney blockout, and then made a gutter using a cylinder and some boolean objects, and duplicated it around the house. Also, to extend the pipes, I went into edit mode and used the spin tool. When that was over, I just added some extra details and the model was done. Then I UV unwrapped everything, mostly using cube projection, unless it was a cylindrical shape, in which case I used seams. Then I assigned colors to everything and exported as FBX. I uploaded the model to Substance Painter and started baking maps. And when that was done, I started texturing the front wall, starting with a basic white paint with custom roughness and normal. Then I made a dirtier version of the paint by duplicating the color layer and reducing the lightness and saturation. And then I used a grunge texture as a mask to transition between the two variations. Then I made a wood texture the same exact way as the paint, with custom normals and custom roughness. Now with the paint texture on top and wood texture on the bottom, I took some time and used stencils to paint away and mask out certain areas by hand to reveal the wood underneath to give the impression of chipped and damaged paint, as this is a pretty worn down and old house. And obviously I tried to stay as true to the reference as possible. I also added more damage using Substance Painter's edge wear generator, and I added an additional layer of dirt using a dirt texture and a dirt generator, which uses the ambient occlusion map to place the dirt in areas where two surfaces are close to each other. Then I basically duplicated this texture on other pieces of the model and painted in the chipping details on them separately. Obviously, besides the gutters and the pipes that I textured differently, and these little metallic guards on the chimneys, which I textured with a metal texture and added a rust texture on top. The roof, the chimneys, and the base of the house were all textured inside of Blender using displacement maps and modifiers, and a subdivision surface to add real detail into the mesh of each object. I then added planes in the windows and door, and made a simple glass shader for them. And to finish up the model, I added some curtains behind the windows using some subdivided planes and a cloth simulation with some procedural texturing. With all that done, this is the final result. Cool. I add a camera and set it in place. Then to make the ground, I add a plane, scale it up, subdivide it, then tab into edit mode, and using vertex select and proportional editing, move some vertices around, and that's it. Then I texture it using a PBR material that I got from Polyhaven probably, I'm not sure. I scatter some wheat and grass models using geometry nodes and use weight paint as a factor to limit the scattering to where the camera can see to save some performance. Then we can use the same exact setup to scatter some tree models that I got from Botanique in the background. On top of the things that I modeled myself, I also got some assets from Sketchfab and Polyhaven and placed them around the scene. I added 2 mountains in the background using the A&T Landscape add-on that comes with Blender, and textured them using a single photo of a mountain and project from view. They're so far into the background and going to be covered in fog, so we don't really need any high quality textures. For the sky, I used a simple image plane in the background, and for the lighting, I used an HDRI, a sun lamp, and a gobo to cast some shadows. And finally, to create some atmospheric haze, I added 2 volume cues, one in the background and one in the foreground, with volume scatter nodes, with very low density. Then I rendered the animation, and this is what we got. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.